Welcome to the Chapter Hearth. We wish you moments of joy and relaxation listening to our stories. During the party, Thomas Riley drew the Truth card in a game of Truth or Dare. The question was, among the girls here, is there anyone who makes your heart flutter? Every eye in the room turned to me. Everyone knew I had pursued Thomas Riley for 3 years. All that was missing was a title. Yet he frowned and coldly refused.
Change the question, or I'll drink.
He'd rather down 3 shots than say he liked me. In that moment, I suddenly felt completely uninspired. So when it was my turn, I chose a dare. Kiss someone of the opposite sex in the room for at least 1 minute. Hearing this, Thomas Riley impatiently clicked his tongue, slightly extending a hand towards me.
Kiss my hand, don't overdo it. It won't get a rise out of me.
My gaze swept around the room, finally landing on a junior sitting in the corner. The next second, I stood up and smiled. "Hey, Junior, do you know how to kiss?" As soon as I spoke, the entire room fell silent. Ignoring the astonished glances around me, I focused on the junior in the baseball cap in front of me, patiently asking again. "Would you mind giving your senior a kiss?"
Mia Henderson, are you out of your mind? Do you know this could be considered sexual harassment? Don't make a scene. I'm not even bothered by it.
Don't make a scene. I'm not even bothered by it.
Mia Henderson, for our past, if you're mad at me, that's fine, but don't bother other people.
Mia Henderson, for our past, if you're mad at me, that's fine, but don't bother other people.
Exactly, Mia Henderson. Listen to Thomas. Don't make him angry.
Yeah, he even offered his hand to you.
Offered his hand? A flicker of sarcasm crossed my eyes. For 3 years pursuing Thomas Riley, he had dangled me like a dog on a leash, never refusing my gifts, but never taking a single step closer. Now it was like a handout, a mere extension of his hand considered a grand gesture. To pursue someone to this extent, I truly was pathetic. Sitting next to Thomas Riley was Serena Hayes, wearing a white sundress with his jacket draped over her shoulders. She smiled gently at me.
"Thomas really does care about you, Mia Henderson. He even mentioned you last week when we went out to eat."
Last week? On his birthday?
So the back in the birthday photo posted online was Serena? I thought it was Mia Henderson. Yes, the person in that photo was Serena Hayes, his close junior. The diamond necklace on her chest was a birthday gift I had bought for him. The restaurant where they dined was a reservation I had made 3 months in advance. Yet, because he said he didn't want to go out, I believed he was resting in his dorm that day. It wasn't until friends nudged me to see the photos that I realized his birthday had been quite a lively affair. The conversation naturally gravitated towards Thomas Riley and Serena Hayes. They sat at the center of the room as if they owned the place, casually accepting the teasing and flattery. But in reality, I had reserved this room. I had bought the drinks, and the jacket draped over Serena Hayes' shoulders was a gift I had given him. I let out a soft sigh, mocking myself inwardly. 3 years as an ATM, it was time to wake up. From the corner of the room, someone spoke up. His voice wasn't loud, but it was clear, immediately drawing everyone's attention. I lowered my gaze and saw the junior take off his baseball cap, revealing a handsome face. He looked at me, blinking slightly.
"I know how to kiss, and I wouldn't mind kissing you."
The room fell silent for a moment. Immediately after, someone gasped, whispering,
Isn't that Liam Miller? Isn't that Liam Miller?
Liam Miller? I've heard that name. He's a freshman this year.
He'd been the talk of the campus since orientation, famous for his good looks. The school's anonymous forum was filled with posts about him for days. His popularity never waned. I never expected someone like him to be at this party. Liam Miller didn't care about anyone else's gazes. He only looked at me, his eyes bright under the lights.
Senior, I know how to kiss, Mia Henderson. Stop causing trouble. Come here.
I didn't even glance at him, just asked Liam Miller. You don't have any health issues, right?
Need me to send you my entrance health screening results?
I glanced over, ensured it was safe, then casually placed an hourglass on the table, nonchalantly starting the timer. With a soft clink as the hourglass hit the table, I leaned down and kissed Liam Miller on the lips. He carried a faint scent of orange, which felt even fresher and more invigorating amidst the strong smell of alcohol in the room. Liam Miller's eyes widened slightly. Then he obediently leaned back into the chair, letting me have my way, until someone pulled me away forcefully.
Mia Henderson, are you out of your mind? If you want to provoke me, there's a limit.
Thomas Riley's movement was so violent that he knocked over the hourglass, scattering sand everywhere. I remained silent for a few seconds, then turned to the startled crowd. Did anyone time that? Was it a full minute? No one dared to answer, except for Liam Miller. He leaned back on the sofa, the corners of his eyes and brows filled with a satisfaction that seemed still unsated.
Senior, you still owe me 30 seconds.
The party ended with Thomas Riley storming out. As soon as he left, Serena Hayes also stood up to excuse herself. Before she left, she cast a vague, reproachful look at me.
I'll go talk to Thomas, but Mia Henderson, you really went too far this time.
Who do you think you are? Serena Hayes froze, not expecting me to be so blunt. Immediately, people around us voiced their displeasure.
Mia Henderson, that was uncalled for. Serena is going to talk to Thomas for your sake.
Exactly. You kissed someone else, and now you're scolding the person trying to help you? What kind of logic is that?
Help me? I scoffed, looking at Serena Hayes, who resembled a delicate white lotus. I asked seriously, are you trying to help me, or are you trying to use this opportunity to get closer to him? Serena Hayes's face paled, her eyes welling up with tears.
Mia Henderson, what do you mean by that? Thomas is my academic advisor, and my health isn't great, so he's just been a little caring. If you're unhappy, I won't interact with him anymore from now on.
Just that? You call that caring? The sarcasm in my eyes grew sharper, each word like a dagger to her heart. Getting you excused from ROTC training repeatedly so you could go out instead? Calling that caring? Staying up all night to take you to the ER for some imaginary ailment? Calling that caring? Getting yelled at for playing games badly, then creating a joint account to play with you over and over again? Calling that caring? And little sis, do you know that diamond necklace on your neck was originally my birthday gift for Thomas Riley? The jacket you're wearing, I bought that. Even that designer dress you have on was paid for with my credit card. I feigned distress, rubbing my temples. If my actions are going too far, what do you call what the two of you are doing?
Wanting to play the saint while still reaping the benefits.
I chuckled, but it wasn't enough. It sounded too mild, not enough to convey my anger. Liam Miller laughed along, then stood up and walked behind me. His tall figure, backlit, cast an invisible pressure.
Then just say it plainly, shameless.
Honestly, the first time Serena Hayes appeared by Thomas Riley's side, I didn't think much of it. He was good-looking and had plenty of admirers. But this time was different. Serena Hayes's name started to come up more and more often in his conversations.
There's a girl named Serena Hayes in my class. Her health is really bad. She faints 2 out of 3 days during physical training. I always have to carry her to the infirmary. Serena Hayes is terrible at gaming. She just got to the next level and she already dragged me down. Serena Hayes has a similar dress. Both of them look good in it.
Again and again, her name became more frequent. One night, I couldn't help but ask, half joking, half serious, "It's Serena Hayes every day? Thomas, you're not thinking of changing your mind, are you?" At that moment, Thomas Riley leaned back against the headboard, exhaling a puff of smoke, his face indifferent amidst the haze.
I just think her health is poor, so I'm showing a little concern. Don't overthink it.
He finished speaking, then leaned down to lightly kiss my forehead as if to appease me.
I know you're insecure, but I want to wait for a special occasion to make our relationship public. How about my 22nd birthday, for example?
He had made such empty promises countless times. I had waited year after year, and each time he easily broke his word, while I foolishly believed him. Like this year, on his 22nd birthday, he wasn't with me, nor with his friends, but out having fun with Serena Hayes. And that promise? He'd completely forgotten it. The only difference was that this time, I no longer had any interest in waiting. The party ended, everyone looking at me as if I had the plague. Before long, they all trickled out. I tallied up the cost of the drinks for the night and sent the bill to Thomas Riley. After all, most of the guests were his friends. I wasn't paying for him anymore. The result was unexpected, but not unanticipated. The message bounced back with a red exclamation mark. He had blocked me again. Thomas Riley was temperamental. If a restaurant reservation wasn't to his liking, he'd block you. If you replied to a text slowly, he'd block you. Anything that displeased him resulted in a block. I used to try to appease him, but now I just found it ridiculous. I'd consider the money for the drinks a loss. I decisively blocked and deleted him from my life. I looked up. Only one person remained in the room. I looked at him. "Why are you still here?"
You still owe me 30 seconds of that kiss.
"The game's over. The implication is clear. Stop bothering me."
Just kidding. Actually, I was planning to wait and drive you back to the dorm.
I had been drinking, so I didn't refuse. I got into his car. The bar wasn't far from campus, and soon the car pulled into the parking lot. I thanked him, but couldn't open the door. What was his deal? I turned to look at him. Liam Miller's face in the dim light, half illuminated, half shadowed, held an inexplicable charm.
Senior, can I trade those remaining 30 seconds of the kiss for your contact info?
What if I say no? His smile deepened, and he leaned a few inches closer, his breath brushing against me.
Then you get another 30 seconds of kissing.
This junior clearly had a give an inch, take a mile mentality. But luckily, I didn't dislike it. I let out a soft laugh, opened my phone, and scanned his QR code.
You really don't like kissing me, Senior.
A ping sounded. The code was scanned. I put my phone away, looked at him for a few seconds, then gave a faint smile, casually patting his cheek, my voice dismissive. "No, I don't. You're a terrible kisser, kid." I expected him to be embarrassed or annoyed, but I underestimated his thick skin. Liam Miller tilted his head slightly, taking the opportunity to lightly rub his cheek against my hand, which was still there. He gave a bright smile.
What they say online is true, Senior. Once your hand brushes by, the scent lingers.
Pervert. I pulled my hand back, deliberately feigning disgust, and wiped it on my dress. Get lost. I'm going back to sleep.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Liam Miller knew when to stop. He nodded obediently and drove away. As the car window rolled down, his face peeking out from the darkness.
You won't go back to Thomas Riley, will you?
If go back means Thomas Riley, then of course not.
Turns out there are other options, huh? Looks like I've got a lot of competition.
I didn't bother to reply, just turned and walked straight back to the dorm. After cleaning up and washing my face, it was almost midnight when I lay down. My phone was flooded with messages, mostly from mutual friends with Thomas Riley, who had heard about the evening and were reaching out to ask questions. Too lazy to explain everything, I posted a short update on my social media. No longer pursuing. My friends immediately blew up, but that was no longer my concern. I simply focused on my new friend requests. In just an hour, Leah Miller had left quite a few messages on my friend request page.
Senior, why haven't you accepted my friend request yet? You said you would add me. Were you lying?
I casually tapped accept. On the other side, a typing indicator appeared almost immediately, but no message came through. After waiting for a while, growing a little impatient, I was about to turn off my phone and go to sleep when the message finally arrived. It was just 4 words. Good night, Senior. That's it? I thought you were going to say something earth-shattering. I sent back a good night sticker and turned off my phone to sleep. The next morning, I didn't have class, so I called a moving service to the apartment off campus. For 3 years while pursuing Thomas Riley, he became increasingly particular and refused to stay in the dorms, so I rented an apartment for him near the school. Normally, he stayed there alone. On weekends, I would go over to clean and buy more things. Now that the month was almost over, I certainly wouldn't be paying the rent anymore. But the items I had bought for this apartment, there was no way I was leaving them for him to enjoy. I led a few movers up to the 7th floor. As the elevator doors opened, I fumbled for my keys while walking towards apartment 702. But just as I stopped in front of the door, I heard a click and the door swung open. I froze. The person who opened the door was none other than Serena Hayes, wearing Thomas Riley's sleep shirt, her face bare as if she had just woken up. Thomas Riley was notoriously meticulous, very territorial about his space, and absolutely hated outsiders entering his apartment. Even I had only gotten a key to the apartment about a year ago. Before that, every time I came to see him, I had to wait for him to wake up and open the door. If he was lazy, I'd even have to sit in the hallway for an hour or two. In all the years I'd known him, he had never brought friends here, let alone had anyone stay overnight. Yet now, right before my eyes, Serena Hayes looked like she just rolled out of bed. It turned out there had always been an exception. That exception just had never been me.
Mia Henderson. Thomas wasn't feeling well last night and drank a lot, so he's still asleep.
She added gently.
Please don't misunderstand, Senior. Last night, I brought him home, and I accidentally drank a bottle of juice I was allergic to. He was worried something might happen to me, so he let me stay the night.
There's no juice in this apartment. Thomas Riley hates sweet things. This apartment only has soda and beer. There's never been juice. Serena Hayes' smile immediately froze. From inside, I heard a sound. I looked over her shoulder and saw the bedroom door open. Thomas Riley stumbled out, his hair disheveled. Seeing me, he froze.
Mia Henderson?
Before I could even open my mouth, his expression changed, becoming mocking and indifferent.
Weren't you getting cozy with that junior? Why are you coming to find me now? Is he all looks and no substance? Maybe you need to try a few more juniors to find your taste, huh?
He laughed, his smile growing increasingly unpleasant.
After all, our Mia Henderson has quite the appetite, doesn't she?
In front of me was the innocent Serena, and behind me was a line of movers. Thomas Riley was brazenly mocking me right here. When did he turn into this kind of person? Serena Hayes frowned slightly, feigning disapproval, then turned back, wanting to take my hand, her voice filled with feigned sincerity.
Mia Henderson. Thomas is just angry. He doesn't mean anything by it.
Useless and childish. I dodged her hand, giving a faint, contemptuous laugh. All he knows is how to yell and cause a scene to vent his anger. He can't do anything practical. What else would you call that but childish?
Who are you talking about?
I ignored him, just turned and nodded to the movers. Aside from the sofa and coffee table, clear everything else out for me, please. His anger hadn't even had a chance to erupt before the movers swarmed in, jostling him. With his messy hair, he was pushed aside, both shocked and flustered.
Mia Henderson, what in the world are you doing?
Only then did I look up, calmly meeting his gaze. I rented this apartment. I bought these things. What I do with them is none of your business. The items were thrown into boxes, mostly without much care, simply tossed in. Finally, when a large robot model was roughly thrown into a box, a crisp, shattering sound accompanied Thomas Riley's shout.
How much longer are you going to make a scene? Even you kissing someone else, I can overlook that. What else are you messing up?
Hearing this, I just shook my head. I'm not making a scene. After a moment's thought, I decided to be direct. I just wanted to tell you one thing, Thomas Riley. I'm not pursuing you anymore. He looked stunned for a moment, but seeing Serena Hayes beside him, he quickly adjusted, lowering his voice.
I already told you, there's nothing between Serena and me. Last night, you caused a scene that upset me, so I drank and she just brought me home. It was late then. Was I supposed to let a girl walk home alone? Mia Henderson, you're not petty. Don't get mad at me over such trivial things.
Spending a night with another girl? You think that's a trivial matter?
So, how do you want me to explain it? She and I are truly innocent. We each slept in different places. Do you have to think we're that dirty?
He then stepped forward, trying to grab my wrist.
I know you were humiliated at the party last night, but haven't you gotten your revenge already? Mia Henderson. I even overlooked you kissing someone else. People can't be that selfish, can they? Double standards, huh?
Double standards?
Thomas.
I stared straight into Thomas Riley's face, realizing he was skilled at flipping the blame onto others. My kissing someone else last night has nothing to do with you. If anything, it only means I want to end this ambiguous relationship and start a new chapter for myself. And you say it has nothing to do with me? You're demanding we break up, and then you say it has nothing to do with you?
Mia Henderson, you're always like this, acting like a spoiled princess and doing whatever you please. I know you were upset last night, but what about me? Now we're even. What more do you want?
As he spoke, a crisp, shattering sound echoed from behind. He frowned, visibly impatient.
Tell them to stop. This apartment was so hard to get organized, and you just have to mess everything up like this.
I looked towards the sound and saw that what had broken was a plaster figurine we had once painted together. It was New Year's Eve, and I had dragged him out to the streets to celebrate. The roads were packed, and he disliked crowds, so he pointed to a small stall and told me to sit and paint a figurine to keep busy. I loved doing things with him, so I excitedly chose a small animal and we each painted half. Rarely did he show such patience, his fingers red from the cold, yet meticulously coloring. In that moment, I truly thought I had him, but it was just a moment. Seeing my silence, he also looked back, freezing when he saw the shards scattered across the floor. Then he irritably ran his hands through his hair.
See? I told you not to mess things up. Are you satisfied now?
I snapped out of my daze from his impatient scolding and turned to reassure the movers. It's fine. The items aren't important. Keep going.
Mia Henderson.
He clutched his head in frustration.
What do you want exactly?
Then he glanced at Serena Hayes, who was standing tucked away to the side, as if suddenly finding the right direction.
You're upset because of Serena Hayes, aren't you? Fine. I won't associate with her anymore. Is that good enough?
He waved his hand at Serena Hayes.
All right, you can go home now. Don't be late for class.
All right, you can go home now. Don't be late for class.
Serena Hayes's face looked a little grim. I looked at her, wondering if she felt like a used tissue. Seeing me look at Serena Hayes, he thought he'd hit the right spot. He reached out and pulled me closer, lazily gesturing with his chin towards her.
From now on, try to strengthen your health. Don't come looking for me for every little thing. Your sister-in-law won't be happy. Got it?
What nerve! Just one sentence, and he made both of them equally disgusting. I pulled his hand away, my voice cold. Don't use inappropriate terms. We're done.
All right, no longer related, no longer related. Are we eating here for lunch or going out? A new home-style restaurant just opened nearby. Want to try it?
I was tired of his act like nothing had happened. Just as I was about to reply, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Serena Hayes lunge towards me. I took a step back to avoid her. With a thud, she collapsed face down at the doorway, clutching her chest. Thomas Riley was startled too, crouching down.
What's wrong?
It's nothing, just my old condition. Aren't you supposed to have lunch with Mia Henderson? Don't let me delay you.
He paused, silent. Half her body rested in his arms. She still wouldn't look up, her voice already choked with tears.
You're right. I need to train my body. I can't keep bothering you. I hate this weak body too. It not only bothers others, but also causes misunderstandings. But Senior, there's truly nothing going on between him and me. Please don't condemn us without evidence.
She leaned against the doorframe to stand, looking both frail and stubborn. I almost wanted to applaud. She looked up at him, her eyes teary but still smiling.
Thomas, I've already explained everything to Mia Henderson. Remember to try hard to persuade her to come back, Thomas. Otherwise, my explanation will have been in vain.
Having said that, Serena Hayes leaned against the wall and walked towards the elevator. The dramatics were exhausting. I just looked on, utterly fed up. Take her to the hospital. If anything happens here, it'll affect the property value.
If you're already upset, why pretend to be magnanimous? If I really took her, wouldn't you just smash up this whole apartment?
No, I'm not pretending.
Mia.
He froze for a moment, then reached out as if to pinch my cheek. I swatted his hand away, and he sighed.
Mia, Serena and I aren't what you think. Her family is struggling and her health is poor. It's not just me. The whole class is concerned for her. You've always been pampered by everyone. You've never experienced the kind of instability Serena has, so you don't see her as pitiable, but I do.
His voice dropped, tinged with a bit of self-pity.
If I hadn't met you, she and I might not have been so different. Taking care of her is like taking care of my past self. Do you understand?
Although the statement was somewhat self-pitying, it still made me recall the first time I met him. He was one of the rare few who entered our private university purely on his own merit. On the first day I saw him, he hadn't even received his uniform yet, just wearing a white t-shirt and dark athletic pants. Standing in the light, he looked more imposing than any of us wealthy kids in our suits. Back then, he was very proud. He had talent, exceptional grades, always ranked first in his year, and was always #1 in my heart. But not anymore. Watching his eyes constantly dart towards Serena Hayes, I suddenly remembered his old, cold, slightly disdainful look. The first time I told him I wanted to pursue him, he had said.
Sorry, I find it a bit embarrassing to be pursued by someone near the bottom of the class.
Because of that comment, I threw myself into studying like mad to catch up, even to prove I could always keep pace with him. I gritted my teeth and enrolled in a university in a major I didn't even like. And what had Serena Hayes done? It seemed some people gained attention and favor without doing anything at all. It was truly unfair. Leaving the apartment, I didn't go back to campus. Instead, I drove to the bank and froze the supplementary credit card I had given to Thomas Riley. The branch manager helped me summarize. Since opening the card, he had spent nearly $600,000 of my money, not including daily small transfers. I looked at the statement and saw a large expenditure of $300,000. I remembered Thomas Riley's explanation at the time. On his way to the airport to pick me up, he had a collision with a Rolls-Royce, and the other party demanded an exorbitant compensation. I was both touched and distressed, my eyes fixed on the less than finger-sized wound on his forehead. Of course, I didn't care about the compensation amount, but now, thinking back, that $300,000 was definitely not for accident compensation. Perhaps the entire collision was fabricated. So what did Thomas Riley use that money for? Usually, such a large expenditure would likely be for buying valuable items or a down payment on a house.
A house?
I froze. Thomas Riley had mentioned wanting to buy a house before. I'd forgotten the specifics, only remembering his bright eyes and radiant smile that day.
Buy a big one, decorated however you like. You love model kits, so I'll make a dedicated model room just for you, okay? The kitchen needs to be safer because you're a kitchen disaster. Let's not add more risks. And the bedroom?
He talked so much about the house that day, about us, about our future. So he had actually started making it a reality? With my money? For a moment, I didn't know whether to be angry or to laugh. At the same time, a complex emotion stirred within me. Was there really such a house? Was there really a me placed in his future within that house?
Do you need me to print out the details?
I was silent for a few seconds. Send me the digital copy first, please. By the time I got back to campus, it was afternoon. There was a joint lecture for my department at 3 p.m. I carried my books to class, but I immediately became the center of attention, as expected. I used to sit with Thomas Riley in the third row from the bottom. He was probably still reeling from the apartment situation, so he didn't show up for class. I sat down in my usual spot. The bell for class rang, and the professor hadn't arrived yet, but another figure walked in, Liam Miller. The moment he entered, the entire class was surprised. After all, he was a student from another department. He shouldn't logically be in our class. When Liam Miller smiled and walked straight towards me, standing beside my desk, the surprise turned into shock. I could clearly hear faint gasps around me. "Why are you here?"
As your admirer, I came to get in line.
Liam Miller? Are you serious? He sat down next to me and placed a boba tea in front of me. Why waste your time here? If you have free time, go study more vocabulary. Try to pass the English proficiency exam on your first try.
Thank you for caring about my studies, Senior.
I mean, go have fun on your own. Don't look for me.
You kissed me, and now you won't take responsibility?
What do you mean? One kiss and you plan to cling to me? I told you, it was just a game. Don't take it seriously. The smile in his eyes faded. He pressed his lips together, looking a bit awkward and hurt.
No, Senior, I didn't mean it that way. I truly want to pursue you. Maybe the way I started wasn't right. I'm sorry.
I closed my eyes and pinched the bridge of my nose, speaking a few seconds later. No need to apologize. I was impulsive last night, too. At most, you were just dragged into it. No need to say sorry.
You're certainly not the victim. You said you like me, so no matter how you look at it, you're the one benefiting. What do you have to be upset about?
Like me? What do you like about me? Kid, before yesterday, we didn't even know each other. What could you possibly like about me? Liam Miller was about to speak when a friend from the desk in front turned around, cautiously interjecting.
Mia Henderson, have you checked your social media?
Not yet. Why?
Serena Hayes, that junior, posted a status.
I was friends with Serena Hayes, so I immediately opened my phone. 10 minutes ago, she had posted, "With my senior taking care of me, I'll recover faster, run faster, jump higher." She added a victory sign, an attached photo, and a location tag. In the photo, she was leaning against a bed frame, tilting her head to make a peace sign. Thomas Riley sat beside her, looking down at a thermometer. The background was unfamiliar. It didn't look like a hospital room, but a normal one. The only thing that made my eyes stop was a Fritz-style purple-blue bear brick figure visible in the corner of the room. Thomas Riley loved this toy line. To please him, I had bought quite a few. The one in the photo was exactly what I had hunted down on an online store last year. Tiny, yet over $8,000. But after I bought it, I never saw it appear in Thomas Riley's apartment. I reopened the shopping page, cross-referenced every detail, and confirmed that the figure in the photo was indeed the one I had bought for him. Could it be a mass-produced version of the same model? My palms grew cold. I dug through my purchase history, found the exact store from last year, and messaged them to ask how many of that specific bear brick model existed. It wasn't until after class that I received a reply. Senior, because the paint flows naturally during creation, the marbling and color saturation are unpredictable, making each piece sold unique. Unique? All right, let's see where that unique bear brick is now. I tried to keep my breathing steady and opened the location tag. The name of the building complex was not unfamiliar. It was a short distance from campus, a mid to high-end apartment complex. Property values there had once been sky-high, but had dropped after the pandemic, now around $8,000 per square foot. $300,000, just enough for a down payment. I stared at the screen, my finger unconsciously scrolling down. I quickly found comments from mutual friends. "What's wrong, Serena? Sick? Doesn't look like a hospital, though." "What's up with Henry? Senior didn't come to class today. Turns out he's busy with a junior." "Senior is so good to his juniors, huh? It won't be long before he's wooing her." Serena Hayes replied below, "Just at my senior's private home. Before, I always went to help him clean, and this time, he finally took care of me." She added a triumphant, mischievous emoji. "Oh wow, you've trained your senior into a house husband. You're truly number one." She's already officially in his home. The next step must be meeting the parents, right? Each comment scrolled past, and my chest slowly tightened. A sharp, piercing pain spread through every nerve ending. Even a slight movement felt like being pricked by needles. The house I knew nothing about, the house Thomas Riley had once painted such a beautiful vision of. Serena Hayes had already set foot inside.
Senior, are you okay?
I waved my hand, trying to swallow the surging pain, struggling to bring my emotions back to normal. A moment later, I took a deep breath, exited WeChat, and forwarded my bank statement to a print shop, requesting 1,000 copies. I had thought the story between Thomas Riley and me ended the moment I left that apartment. But unfortunately, over the past 3 years, every step he took had been predetermined. We couldn't possibly have a peaceful breakup. 2 days later, when Thomas Riley returned to campus, the story of the rich boy mooching off me to support his mistress had spread across all departments. Each department had at least dozens of copies of the bank statement circulating. Thomas Riley's image was now replaced with 3 glaring words: "Sugar baby leech." He blocked me right after lunch, just as I was leaving the cafeteria. Being blocked, I wasn't surprised. If he had any pride left, he would definitely come to find Mia Henderson. His face was so dark, it looked like it was about to drip water. He glared at me, his whole body tense like a firecracker ready to explode.
I told you there's nothing between Serena and me. Why did you spread all this? Spread false rumors? Are you intentionally trying to ruin me?
Is it a rumor if it's the truth? Isn't the money you spent my money? He paused, then gave a bitter laugh.
Yes, when you were pursuing me, you said I could spend whatever I liked as long as I was happy. Now that you have a new crush, you want to settle accounts fairly. Mia Henderson, someone as calculating as you, counting every penny, how can you pursue anyone?
I'm calculating? Yes, if I were truly calculating, I'd have to add up everything, from the high school tuition loan to every transfer for your expenses and all the gifts for birthdays and holidays. What you're seeing is just the supplementary card. In reality, without the $300,000 you took as a down payment for the house, how much would it really be? Is it worth being scorned and despised over? He froze, his eyes gradually showing understanding.
So you're furious because of that house. You saw Serena Hayes' status, didn't you? She had a fever that day, but the ER was full. With you clearing out the apartment, there wasn't a single bed left. I couldn't just leave her on the street, could I? Yes, I bought the house. Didn't you think renting forever wasn't a good idea? And now that I've bought it, ultimately, who else would live with me but you?
Oh, who you live with and where Serena Hayes sleeps is irrelevant. I just want my money back. His voice halted for a few seconds. His patience had finally run out.
Mia Henderson, I don't understand why you keep clashing with Serena Hayes. You kissed someone else because of her, you cleared out the apartment because of her, and now you're demanding money also because of her. So many people have pursued me since high school. Why do you focus all your anger on Serena Hayes alone?
I'm clinging to her? Are we where we are today just because of Serena Hayes?
Yes, and not just because of her.
He again showed a clear look of exasperation, his eyes downcast, his patience seemingly at its end.
But Mia Henderson, you were the one pursuing me. You were the one who liked me. Everything you gave was voluntary. Why do you keep demanding that I reciprocate? I was clearly about to agree. We were clearly about to become a couple, and you just had to mess everything up.
He sighed, rubbing his forehead, his voice heavy.
Mia Henderson, if you're going to pursue someone, you need to have the right attitude.
Attitude? For the past 3 years, the attitude he wanted had almost become my habit, yet he still found it insufficient, never satisfied. The moment something displeased him, he would immediately turn hostile. I had completely run out of patience. I turned and walked away, pulling out my phone to call my lawyer and draft a demand letter for the money.
Mia Henderson, you know very well many people like me. I'm not short on admirers. I don't need you desperately. If you keep causing trouble, I'll just have to look for someone else.
Someone else? Thomas Riley's reputation on campus was now in tatters. Who else would he even be able to look for? But being so underestimated ignited a fire within me. After talking to my lawyer, I drove straight to a bar, booked a private room, and called an escort. My phone rang while I was feeding grapes to a young model kneeling in front of me. A glance at the screen showed it was Liam Miller.
Senior?
Senior, where are you?
I didn't answer. What's up? Have you finished studying for your English proficiency exam? Focus on your studies, don't...
I already took the IELTS. 8.5. Is that good enough, Senior?
I froze, speechless, unsure what to say. The model, seeing my silence, thought the call had ended and leaned closer.
Senior?
My evasive move was a beat too slow, allowing his words to go straight into Liam Miller's ear.
Senior,
Where are you right now?
I didn't want to answer. Leah Miller sensed my resistance and gave a soft, bitter laugh.
Senior, I won't do anything. I know I don't have the right yet, but it's late, and I'm worried about you being out alone. Can I come pick you up?
Hearing this, I hesitated for a moment. It was Friday, and a rideshare driver wouldn't arrive for another hour. Having Liam Miller pick me up would definitely be faster. All right, it's the same bar as last time, that private room. Less than 20 minutes later, there was a knock on the door. I called out, "Come in," and looked up, my eyes immediately brightening. Liam Miller was wearing cargo pants and ankle boots, his legs seemingly 2 meters long. "Let's go."
Let's go.
I admired the handsome sight for a few seconds, then stood up and followed him out. The bar wasn't far from campus. I dozed off for a bit, then felt the car stop. Opening my eyes, I realized it wasn't the dorm parking lot. "What are you planning?"
It's the pharmacy. Wait for me a moment.
He got out of the car, returning a few minutes later with bandages and antiseptic solution in his hand.
I noticed you were walking a bit strangely earlier, Senior.
He opened the passenger door, knelt on one knee in front of me, gently lifted my foot, and removed my shoe and sock. Sure enough, my heel was scraped. I was stunned for a few seconds before replying. "I walked a lot today to print out thousands of bank statements."
Whatever you need, Senior, just tell me. I'm happy to run errands for you, Senior.
At first, I was touched, but hearing his voice, both obedient and slightly teasing, call me Senior, I burst out laughing. Hearing my laugh, Liam Miller looked up, his eyes softening completely.
You finally laughed. Your face was so grim earlier, I didn't even dare to talk.
"What is there that you wouldn't dare? You tracked me down to a bar, didn't you?"
But you gave permission, didn't you? You clearly agreed, so of course I had to come. The one being pursued gives a signal, and only then does the pursuer dare to advance.
Hearing this, I paused slightly, about to speak when my gaze suddenly stopped. "What happened to your neck?"
Wasn't too much of a hurry to get here and hit a scooter that ran a red light.
His skin was thick, yet it bled, so it must have been a hard impact. I couldn't help but worry. "Do you need to get it checked out?"
Checked out for what? If you hadn't seen it, I wouldn't have even mentioned it.
"Why didn't you say anything? Wouldn't it be better to mention it, to get sympathy, get attention, and use it as an excuse to achieve your goal, just like Thomas Riley always does?"
It's nothing serious. I don't want the person I like to worry.
"So that's it? So it can be like that." A few seconds later, I reached out and ruffled his hair. "You dummy." Just then, a very soft click sounded from ahead. Someone was secretly taking pictures of Liam Miller and me. Liam Miller clearly heard it too. He glanced in that direction, his eyes instantly sharp, like a lion whose territory had been invaded. "It's okay. Let them take pictures. Or perhaps you don't want to appear in a photo with me?"
I wish there were more.
I was satisfied and ruffled his hair again. "Come on, let's go home." That night, the photo of Liam Miller and me appeared on the school's anonymous forum, but I was oblivious, sleeping soundly in my dorm until noon the next day. My group chat had exploded. Messages flooded in, asking if I had truly embarked on a new romance, and praising the junior for being far more handsome than Thomas Riley. Just as I was washing my face, planning to go to the cafeteria for food, Liam Miller called.
Senior, I'm downstairs at the dorm. I bought you your favorite Japanese barbecue and pan-fried dumplings.
With food delivered right to my door, of course, I indulged. Going downstairs, I saw Liam Miller standing outside the building. He was wearing a gray tracksuit, not as stylish as last night, but he looked even bigger. Big everywhere. Senior, you need to go change this immediately. You're not allowed to wear this to class.
Yes, Senior. What do you want me to wear?
Anything is fine. Just don't wear this, especially those gray pants.
Okay.
Leah Miller nodded and handed me the food. I pulled out my phone. How much is it? I'll transfer it to you.
Senior, if you keep talking about money, I'll get mad.
All right, no more teasing. I can't eat all these pan-fried dumplings. Take half home with you. Don't waste it.
Uh-huh.
Liam said, pulling out chopsticks and lowering his head to divide the dumplings. While he did that, I scrolled through my social media. Serena Hayes had posted again this morning. Lately, her posts were frequent, and Thomas Riley was always featured, like a newly in-love couple showing off their affection. This post included a photo of her and Thomas Riley painting a plaster figurine. My senior said he once painted a terrible one before, so this time he had to redeem himself. And this one is also terrible, she wrote. But practice makes perfect, right? Senior promised to paint one with me every year. We'll be masters sooner or later. A plaster figurine? I stared at the photo for a long time. One every year was quite a grand promise. I had never heard that from Thomas Riley's mouth. Below the photo, there were many comments. Aside from the teasing comments, I finally saw a few rational ones. Isn't Mia Henderson still pursuing Thomas Riley? Did she give up? Is that Junior challenging her? Yeah, it feels weird. So all these years, Mia Henderson was chasing after nothing. Serena Hayes replied, Mia Henderson pursuing? All I saw last night on the confession page was her photo with that Junior, wasn't it? A cheeky grin. The innocent Lotus finally dropped her act. I gave a faint smile, then directly sent the lawsuit drafted by my lawyer to Serena Hayes and blocked and deleted her in one go. If she liked Thomas Riley so much, good. The two of them could pay me back together. A male and female duo. Paying debts together is less tiring. The next few days, I rarely had such peace. The only person who came to see me was Liam Miller. I gradually discovered that he wasn't just handsome, he was also gentle and very capable. He cooked well, handled all the chores, and even when a seam came undone on my dress, he meticulously mended it the next day and even embroidered 2 small flowers on it. Amazing, Junior!
So, with such an amazing Junior, do you like me even a little?
I remained silent. Not getting an answer, he just pressed his lips together for a moment, then looked up, smiling brightly like a big golden retriever.
It's okay, Senior. There's an overseas exchange program coming up for our department.
I really like this program, and I remember your IELTS score is high enough. So, Junior, would you like to come with me?
Liam, I really like this program, and I remember your IELTS score is high enough. So, Junior, would you like to come with me?
Liam Miller, not knowing how to refuse, was so overjoyed he looked foolish. I found him both amusing and endearing. I immediately pulled out the application. For a while, we were busy preparing documents and contacting the partner university. Friends told me that Serena Hayes was still constantly flaunting her affection, and Thomas Riley was incredibly allowing her to do so.
Actually, Thomas Riley probably doesn't dislike you. He probably just wants to use Serena Hayes to make you jealous and give up.
That kind of behavior only erodes affection. Only a fool would do it. I needed to move into a positive and healthy relationship. Our flight day coincided with the Mid-Autumn Festival. In the waiting room, Liam Miller proudly pulled something out of his backpack.
Look, Senior, I made this myself. It's taro and salted egg yolk filling, your favorite.
I stared at it for 2 seconds. You made an exploding pie filling.
My mooncake got squashed.
I laughed until I gasped. Just then, Thomas Riley's phone rang. We hadn't contacted each other in so long that I'd forgotten I still had his number.
Where are you? My mom told me to bring you some mooncakes. I'm downstairs at your dorm. If you don't come down in 3 minutes, I'll throw them in the trash.
His mother was grateful for my care for him and always sent gifts for holidays. I didn't want to disappoint her, but I also didn't want to get tangled up with Thomas Riley, so I said, "Then throw them away."
Fine. Mia Henderson has a new love now, so she doesn't need anything anymore. You say you're upset about Serena Hayes, but I think you secretly wish Serena would stick to me so you can happily frolic with that junior.
At this point, arguing was like talking to a brick wall. I just replied, "Didn't you say you'd look for someone else? Then I'm stepping aside. Good luck. And Thomas, remember to pay me back. My account number is still the same. Don't dream of skipping out. I have plenty of ways to make you pay."
You got it? Fine, Mia Henderson. Don't regret this.
I was about to hang up. In the last few seconds, a woman's voice came from the other end.
Thomas, why are you running downstairs to the girls' dorm to throw out trash?
He mumbled a reply. The woman laughed.
Didn't you say we were going to look at diamond rings today? Let's go now!
New university, new atmosphere, and a new partner. The occasion when I accepted Liam Miller's confession was quite amusing. It was raining in London, and he braved the rain to buy me bean paste buns. The next day, he had a high fever. His body was burning like an iron, yet he kept muttering, asking if the buns were delicious. If they were, he'd learn to make them. I suddenly softened. I hooked my finger with his and whispered, "It's not as good as your own creations. Get well soon. I'm still waiting for you to cook for me."
Yes, I'll cook. I'll cook for Mia. I'll do anything for Mia. From now on, no one will bully Mia anymore.
Hearing that, I was stunned for a long time. A wound hidden deep in my heart felt gently smoothed away by a tender hand. So I snuggled into Liam Miller's arms and slept a warm, peaceful sleep. Waking up the next day, the moment I opened my eyes, I met Liam Miller's dark gaze. He looked at me, his voice hoarse.
This time, can I stick with Mia?
Yes. I looked back at him and nodded. The days that followed passed sweetly. If not for a call from a friend back home, I would have almost forgotten that I once had such a terrible time.
Mia Henderson, Thomas Riley knows you've gone to study abroad. Now he's like a crazed donkey, demanding to fly over to find you. We can't hold him back. But he's deep in debt, so he can't get a visa right away. So every day he's camped out in front of the girls' dorm, like a stone guardian, looking so pathetic it's unsettling. Can you think of a way to get him to leave? I'm afraid the school administration is about to call you.
What? An excellent ex should disappear as if they've died? Besides, he doesn't even qualify as an ex. Despite my exasperation, thinking about the safety of the girls' dorm, I still unblocked his number. I dialed. The phone rang for barely a second before it was answered.
Mia?
Mia?
Where I am has nothing to do with you. Weren't you going to buy rings with Serena Hayes? Then stop bothering people at the dorm entrance.
I heard what sounded like him trying to laugh, but he couldn't, only making his voice more grating.
I knew it. It's still because of Serena Hayes. From beginning to end, you only cared about her.
I don't care anymore.
You don't care? But you argued with me because of her until you ran away abroad? Mia, Serena and I have nothing going on. If you don't believe me, I'll let you check. I've deleted all contact with her. That house never had her in it from start to finish. It was always meant for you, for us. You are the only mistress.
Do you honestly believe these words? Thomas Riley, your empty promises. Haven't you painted enough illusions yet?
Yes. How many years has it been? How many years? Mia, you've liked me for so many years, pursued me for so many years, and you're leaving just because of one Serena Hayes? How could you be so cruel to me?
Hearing his wailing, I found it grating. Cruel? Thomas Riley, think about who truly has been cruel. All these years, I always gave, and you never appreciated it. You only knew how to receive and never gave me anything in return. Thomas Riley, you know well who was cruel to whom.
It's not that I didn't want to give you anything. I just wanted to be sure your feelings for me were real. I just felt insecure. You're too brilliant, too high above, and I'm just ordinary among so many people. I just wanted to be sure you'd always like me.
I really wanted to say that insecurity and treating someone like an ATM are two completely different things. I could still distinguish between them. But his bovine-like weeping was too unpleasant to listen to. I wasn't bothered to hear anymore. Get out of the girls' dorm, now. If you're bored, go take Serena Hayes to the hospital. Isn't that what you're best at?
You mentioned Serena Hayes again, so that means you still care about her, right? You don't want her with me, right? Don't worry, Mia. I'll chase her far, far away.
I was speechless. I decisively hung up. The exchange program lasted 3 months. Not only did I make academic progress, but my relationship with Liam Miller also became very stable. Not long ago, I even casually met his parents when they came to visit. Life here was so good that I discussed with Liam Miller staying to finish graduate school before returning home. Liam Miller always agreed with me, so during the break, we flew back to complete the paperwork. Unexpectedly, right at the campus entrance, we ran into Thomas Riley. I was quite surprised because today was both a weekend and a holiday. I couldn't understand why he was still on campus. I had originally intended to pretend I didn't see him, but he actively approached, and I couldn't avoid him, so I just gave a slight nod. What a coincidence, huh?
No coincidence. I've always waited for you, Mia.
I didn't understand.
I couldn't go abroad, but I knew you'd come back, so I stayed here waiting every single day.
As he spoke, he pulled out his phone.
I've redecorated the house in your favorite style, and I even bought a Gundam model to put in your private room. Do you like it, Mia?
Thomas Riley, I already told you, I'm not pursuing you anymore. We have no connection.
You're still angry, right? Because of Serena Hayes? Don't worry, I've deleted all contact with her. She still wanted to cling to me, but why would I agree? I have a girlfriend now. She was the one who broke us apart. I chased her away, made her drop out of school, and leave campus. Is that enough to appease your anger, Mia?
Looking at him, both deranged and disheveled, my heart felt not a ripple, only disgust. Thomas Riley, even now, you still think we ended up like this just because of Serena Hayes. You and I both know if it wasn't her, it would have been someone else. Because from the beginning to the end, you never truly cared for me. You only saw me as an ATM, thinking a few sweet words were enough. You enjoyed my blind infatuation while also liking Serena Hayes' complete dependence. You knew very well how much I once liked you. For you, I chose a university I didn't like. For you, I suppressed my personality to be a full-time caretaker. For you, I endured empty promises again and again. As I spoke, I laughed, a bitter, self-deprecating laugh. Do you know? When I found out you bought that house, I even held on to a little hope. I thought I would be the first and only person to step into that place. I thought that house had a part of me in it. But in reality, you took Serena Hayes there countless times, didn't you? Thomas Riley was stunned for a long time. The emptiness on his face slowly replaced by pain. His whole body trembled. finally breaking into a desperate wail.
No, Mia, it's not like that. That house was for us, just you and me. Serena Hayes was just an accident. She kept insisting on coming over. I couldn't get rid of her. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Never again. Mia, what foolishness are you spouting?
We've long had no future together. I looked down at him, not a trace of emotion in my eyes. Seeing me about to leave, Thomas Riley quickly reached out to grab me, his throat letting out hoarse, mournful cries.
I was wrong. It was all my fault. I like you. I really like you. I've always liked you. I wasn't good enough. I kept wanting to wait longer, wanting to be sure of your feelings. I won't be like that anymore. I'm sorry. Please don't leave.
I leaned away, feeling only annoyance and disgust. Even now, he was still trying to justify himself. Thomas Riley, you wanted to confirm my feelings, but in reality, you just enjoyed the feeling of being pursued, of being cherished like a treasure. One admirer was satisfying enough, but more admirers made you feel even more ecstatic, didn't it? Since it was voluntary, you didn't have to put in any effort. And in the end, you had the nerve to grandly say that if you pursue someone, you must have the right attitude and that you couldn't force my feelings. Thomas Riley, every time you look in the mirror, do you see that hypocritical halo above your head? Wanting to appear noble while indulging yourself to the fullest, it's truly sickening. After saying that, I turned and walked away. Thomas Riley lunged forward again, but before he could touch me, Liam Miller rushed in and kicked him flying 2 meters away. Where did you go? What took you so long?
It took a little while to come out of the oven. Try them. They're sweet and savory.
Liam Miller glared coldly at Thomas Riley for a few seconds, then turned and handed me a warm bag of roasted chestnuts. I opened the bag. Several chestnuts at the top were already peeled. Clearly, he had been peeling them as he walked.
They're really sweet.
Anything you like, as long as my sweetheart is happy.
I picked out a chestnut and fed it to Liam Miller, walking and smiling. What are we having for dinner tonight? I want to eat at home. Oh, my parents are coming tomorrow too. Do you want to join us for dinner?
Huh? Meet your parents? Then I really need to prepare for you properly.
Winter was approaching, but my spring was in full bloom. This is the end of the story. Thank you for listening to the Chapter Hearth. Please support us with a like and a subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our latest exciting stories.